A couple of months ago, I attempted a badge quest in Pokemon Violet, where you hunt a shiny Pokemon for every badge you get. And while I had a great time making that video, I admittedly only did the gym badges, because I was doing a Johto only run. But Scarlet and Violet actually have 18 badges total, with 5 Titan badges and 5 Team Star badges in addition to the 8 gym badges. So I'm back, and this time I'll be hunting a shiny for each and every one of them stinking badges. This is my Pokemon Scarlet badge quest. To start off our journey, I played through the intro, where I encountered a weird graphical error. The sky doesn't normally look like that, right? This isn't a bit. It just genuinely was like this the first time I booted up. Even some of the cutscenes were blurry. I have no idea how this happened. After finishing the intro, I saved and reopened the game and everything was completely normal. So this was just a harmless bug. And with the intro out of the way, I was able to start hunting for the first shiny of this badge quest. Oh, wait, I want this. Hell yeah. Growlithe is so awesome! I got a different fire dog in my last badge quest video, so it seemed fitting to hunt this. Wait, is that shiny? Oh god, don't put me in a bell. Is that shiny? Yeah, dude, I was about to stop recording! What is that? Yeah, baby! Oh, I have cool balls. A luxury ball for, I don't know, the nicest little guy. Oh, it was meant to be. It was meant to be. All right, so normally I let my viewers name the shinies. However, I want to name my starters at least. So this, I have a nickname I picked up about an hour ago. I think this is perfect. This is Pochita. I love Chainsaw Man. All right, Nature Grass is always quirky. Oh, that's Intimidate. Oh, it's naive. Wait, it has a mark? Uncommon mark. A mark for a sociable Pokemon. Pochita the Sociable. Where's my baby? Oh. With my starter in hand, it was time to go get my first gym badge. This game is a fucking masterpiece. The first badge we're going to collect is Katie's, and Pochita is perfect into this matchup. He was very easily able to sweep a Flame Wheel, and since there are so many badges in this game, I want to make an effort to at least say something nice about each one of them. So I like this Teddiursa feint animation. It just looks very silly. But with that, we have our first badge. This is gonna be a long video. For most of the shinies in this challenge, I just wanted to hunt either cool shinies or my favorites. Unfortunately, this next Pokemon is both of those things. I kind of really want this. I mean, it's a Pachirisu. Weasel's also cool, but Pachirisu is an incredibly cute fella, but there's something that needs to be said. Outbreaks can be failed. Now, as long as you're not an idiot, this shouldn't be a problem. They're pretty hard to fail, but if you knock out too much of whatever you're hunting, the outbreak will disappear. And while the game will warn you when you're getting to that point, sometimes I'll either forget that I saw the message or just didn't see it at all. So every so often, I just look dumb. The other way of failing them is if the clock hits midnight, the outbreaks will refresh and you'll lose whatever you were hunting. Normally this isn't a problem, but I found this outbreak at like 9 p.m, so at max I had a few hours to hunt it. And it really doesn't help that it's hard to see if Pachirisu is shiny from a distance. So there's a real chance that I could fail this. Oh my god. Oh my god. No. Oh my god. Oh, don't despawn. I can't believe that just spawned. The outbreak is literally about to disperse. There's no way that spawned. That was easier to spot than I thought it would be. Yeah, there it goes. The Pokemon have fucking dispersed. Oh, it's a neutral nature. It could be quirky. Hardy. Dang. I got a lot of nickname suggestions for this fella, but the one that I liked most was Bernie. It just fits. Also, join the Discord if you want to nickname a shiny I catch in a future video. I'll have a Discord link in the comments. But since I got my second shiny, it was time to take on my first Titan. Cloth. And seeing as he's a rock type, I probably could have picked better shinies to go for. Thankfully, I'm able to somehow beat the first half of the fight, and then Arvin carries me through the rest with his Shelter. Plus, I've said this in the past, but Cloth is my favorite Gen 9 Pokemon, and I made this ungodly image of a Cloth Magneton when these games came out. I do not remember why I did this, but it's here, for better or for worse. Cursed edits aside, that's another badge completed. Immediately after getting my second badge, I got back to resetting the outbreaks, and it took exactly one reset to find something cool. Oh shit, Lucario! Let's go! A very long time ago, I did a shiny only Nuzlocke of this game and had hunted Lucario. But when I got my Switch 2, I had to trade in my Switch 1 for store credit, and I had totally forgot to transfer my other account's shinies into Pokemon Home before I did, meaning all of the shinies I had on those save files are permanently gone. So I knew that I had to reclaim it, and after a quick 30 minutes of hunting, I was able to. I saw that from a mile away. I was like, that's pretty yellow. Probably a shiny Riolu. How long was this recording? This was 33 minutes of hunting. Wow, that was a fast one. Okay. Swag. There's some cool ones, but I like the fact that the Ultra Ball matches the color scheme. Nature guess. I'm gonna guess quirky, as always. This is a neutral nature, so it actually might be quirky. No, there's no way he's quirky. Let's go. He do be a little quirky. Hell yeah. Out of all of the nickname suggestions, this one stood out to me because it was right. That is Linguini. After running around with a bunch of sunflowers, it was time to take on the second gym leader, Brassius. And this is another simple fight as Pochita was able to flame wheel his way to victory. Though I really thought the Sudowoodo would be a problem, but for some reason it went for Trailblaze, and it didn't even outspeed me the turn after. But despite this gym being easy, I like the fact that he even uses Sudowoodo. Plus, I think Brassius's hair is cool. But also, his hairline is weird. What is that? Why did they do that to him? This is like my one main gripe with this character. I just don't know why they did that. Since this video has 18 shinies, I wanted to add extra goals to work towards to make things more interesting. We'll talk about the other part of this later, but since this is a Gen 9 game and I hadn't caught any Paldean Pokemon yet, I wanted to at least hunt a full team of them. And I didn't have a specific team in mind, so if I saw it and wanted it, I'd hunt it. Which brings us to our next shiny. Tarantula is just a little guy, and he's got a great shiny. It's simple, but it works. Plus, it's easy to spot. Oh my god, that is definitely the shiny. Is that two of them? The Hoppip. Pretty okay one. That was like an hour and something of hunting. Hell yeah. What a good looking shiny. I'm getting this in the dive ball. There were a lot of cloth-based nicknames for this Pokemon, and my favorite one was Yarn Ball. It's kind of literal, but it works, you know? So with my Yarn Ball in hand, I took on the Open Sky Titan, Bombardier. And since it was part Dark type, I thought Linguini might be able to get some good damage in. Well, if it ain't broke. Thanks to the last badge, I can swim now. So I'm going for a water type, right? Nope, it's cloth time, baby. I found this outbreak by Artisan, and great God, they are everywhere. Well, hopefully with the sheer amount of them spawning, this should be a fast hunt. Oh my god, that was so fast. That was like, I think one picnic? Oh my gosh. Oh, that is a weird cry. Oh, I have exactly one Premier Ball. Just get in, it would be so funny. Oh, it was meant to be. Despite my brother trying to come up with a good nickname and failing miserably, one of my Discord members suggested Weezer because he's blue. But Weezer is the name of my Kricketot from the Legends Arceus video, so we settled on Buddy Holly. Hell yes, he is my son and I love him. There are no thoughts in there. Where is he going? Oh, he just wanted to look at the stars. With my second Paldean Pokemon on the team, it was time to take on Giacomo, the first Team Star boss. And you know what? It was actually pretty difficult. I really underestimated it and I didn't grind at all, so we were at similar levels and he pretty much destroyed me. The cars are no joke. I'm kind of ashamed to admit it, but to avoid losing, I had to heal spam a little bit, so I barely considered this a victory. Massive shoutouts to Giacomo, he whooped my ass. If you're enjoying the video so far, please consider subscribing. I try to get these videos out monthly, so your support would mean the world to me. Okay, back to the video. When it comes to team building in Pokemon, I'm a simple man. I like having a grass, water, fire trio on my team. It's incredibly basic, but that's just who I am. And hey, Skiddo's one of those things I just said. I'm gonna hunt this funny little goat man. And after 25 minutes, one showed up. Oh! That was fast. That shocked me. I'm getting really lucky today. That's 3 shinies in one day. I never really used Skiddo before because as a kid, I was a chess pin enjoyer. So this is a great excuse to do so. And my older brother suggested Parsley as a nickname and I thought that was really cute. Yarn Ball also evolved around this time. So with the addition of Parsley, I now have a team of 6 Pokemon. This is a really silly looking team and I love it. After making my way to Lavincia, I have to fight Nimona, but she cannot hold a candle to Buddy Holly. He's simply too powerful. But is he powerful enough to take down the electric type gym leader Iono? Let's find out. Rock Blast easily takes care of Iono's Wattrel and Belly Bolt, but Iono sends out her Luxio, which has Intimidate and lowers my attack just enough that I can't OHKO it. This leads to Buddy Holly getting paralyzed and sadly, Iono switches into Miss Magius and decimates him with Hex. Rest in peace to Buddy Holly, he was an absolute trooper. I swap into Pochita, but not even he can stand up to Miss Magius, as he goes down after a couple of hexes. I see my win condition and switch into Parsley, who hits them with a Leech Seed, hoping that even if he dies the next turn, I'll still eventually win. But to my surprise, the next turn, he tanks a Hex and breaks through confusion to hit a Razor Leaf, taking down Miss Magius. He is simply the GOAT. This has to be one of my favorite gyms of this game. I like that she has Magnemite hair things. Plus her Miss Magius is a beast. And with that, we are successfully 1/3 of the way through the challenge. On the day of the September Nintendo Direct, I found this Knackley outbreak. On top of being a really cool shiny, this thing looks like a Mario power-up. And I was excited because they announced the Mario Galaxy movie. So sure, let's get this little guy. That's shiny? Is that shiny? That was a really fast one. That was 8 minutes of recording. I've been doing this for 8 minutes. All right, that was fast. I only got a couple of nicknames, but Copper Golem was a nice reference to Minecraft, and considering it evolves into an actual Copper Golem, it only seemed right to go with that. Plus, another rock type is pretty good into the next Team Star boss, Mela, who uses fire types. But I forgot to grind him up, so he's only level 12, and he's just happy to be here. I would soon come to regret this as Mela starts swooping me with her damn car. I really should have learned my lesson from Giacomo and planned in advance a strategy to take this thing down. However, I have one last trick up my sleeve. Yarn Ball swaps in, and I press counter. Now, considering Spidops is a bug type, I really didn't think it would work, but he tanks Blazing Torque like the god he is, and Yarn Ball totals Mela's car. So far, these Team Star fights have been actually really difficult, and I'm kind of loving it. It is very fun. Also, I like the way Mela walks. It's so funny. It's so awesome. Now, if you know me, you know that I don't like Pokemon Sword, but I absolutely adore the Pokemon from it. It's seriously just banger after banger, and a dream shiny of mine is Impidimp. This dumb little fella rules. Plus, with the Fairy Dark typing, it's a beast. So when I saw this Impidimp outbreak, I was ecstatic. Although, I found Nacli almost instantly, so surely this will be a long hunt. Dude, there is no way I'm getting these this fast. Oh my gosh, that was like a 5-minute hunt? Maybe? Max? Okay. Hello, Impidimp? Oh, he's a neutral nature. Is it quirky? Is he quirky? No, he's hardy. I may actually be the luckiest gamer alive. Like, how does this keep happening? I simply do not know. The nicknames were all great, but I could not resist the urge to call this dude Freak Bob. Just look at him. Can you blame me? With my gremlin by my side, I set out to challenge the lurking Steel Titan, Orthworm. I would give my life for this worm. He's so silly. Look at him go. Who in their right mind would fight something like this? He's not harming nobody. So after watching the silly worm do his dance, I collect my 3rd Titan badge. I really like dinosaurs, and Pokemon has a range of them to offer. So when I saw this next outbreak, I couldn't help being excited. Cyclosaur! Cyclosaur! Yes! Also, this happened? Okay. Cyclosaur is incredibly unique. He's definitely designed to be the modern day versions of Koraidon and Miraidon, and he goes Neum! However, while it's very funny that he goes Neum, it's also terrifying. They are so fast that it can be a little hard to keep track of them, and considering that this was a 2-hour-long hunt, I was worried about not being able to spot the shiny in time. The shiny. Yes! Yes! Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. No, no, oh my baby! Oh my god, please don't despawn. No, 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 don't run off that cliff! Oh my god. That was so scuffed. I'm just throwing a quick ball. Yeah! I can't believe you ran off the cliff. I could have failed that very easily. My brother suggested Vroom Vroom by Charlie XCX for this nickname, and while I thought that was good, another user builded upon that and suggested Cycly XCX, so I went with that. Also, Cyclosaur is the 3rd Pokemon out of 6 that I need to catch towards my Paldean team. I was pretty confident going into the 4th gym leader as I have a lot of answers for water types, but I made sure to grab the Swords Dance TM for Linguini. My plan was to set up with him and sweep Kofu's entire team, but I made 2 crucial mistakes. The first mistake was that I forgot Veluza was a psychic type, and the second mistake was that I forgot to give Linguini a physical fighting type move. So despite being +4, Linguini sent a +0 Aura Sphere into a Veluza and then promptly died. Thankfully, with the combined efforts of Bernie, Cycly, and Parsley, I was able to scrape by and collect my 4th gym badge. Alright, it's been 5 badges since I've gained the ability to swim, and I haven't even caught a water type yet. Let's change that. I decided I'd hunt whichever water type showed up as an outbreak first, and luckily for me, that was Shelder. I like Cloyster a lot, but its shiny is low-key disappointing to me. I just wish it stayed orange. But despite that, I still like using Cloyster, so I got to hunting, and it only took an hour for me to find a shiny Kanto water type. Shiny Magikarp. Oh my god. Well, it's redeemed from the last Scarlet video. I can't stop getting full-on shiny Magikarps, I guess. Oh my god. Stop bouncing. I think the Luxury Ball is like a nice looking Pokeball though. I think it's really cool looking in 3D. Like, look how reflective it is. If I had a nickel for every time I found a full odd shiny Magikarp during a method hunt, I'd have 2 nickels. But it's weird that it's happened twice. Okay, whatever. Gyarados is undeniably cool, and I like having a second Intimidate Mon. The nicknames on this one were something, but I really like the name Okaroon. I'm a huge fan of Dondodon, and I binged the entire second season while doing this challenge. So hell yes, we're naming him that. The gang is looking a little funky, but this challenge has been very fun for team building so far. And it was at this time that I evolved Pochita, which I was pretty happy about. Hey! 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 With the squad settled, it's time for the third team star boss, Atticus. I thought it would be funny to leave Magikarp unevolved and bring him to the fight, and I think it's worth mentioning that I did these fights days apart from each other, so I kinda just kept forgetting that they were hard, so I ended up losing to him on my first try. I grinded for a little while, and after evolving Parsley and Okaroon, I challenged Atticus again, and this time I made sure to win. Finding a full odd shiny was only a matter of time in a challenge like this where you see a bunch of Pokemon. But surely it won't happen twice, right? Wait, no, what? That's another full odd shiny. I'm going to a Nimble outbreak. Oh god, wait, what do I do about this? Did it despawn? Wow, okay, I needed a ground type. That is insane. I don't even have words for this. This is just silly at this point. Fine, Gold Ship, you're coming with me. It's time to take on the man, the myth, the legend, Larry. This man Staraptor is a fiend, and I think I have a strategy to beat him. It's called not fumbling the bag and giving Linguini a physical move. Yeah, that's right, I'm gonna try to redeem myself a little and go for the Lucario sweep. And to my credit, it almost works. Linguini destroys the Komala and Dunsparce, but when that infernal Staraptor comes out, I realize I've made a crucial mistake. Evidently, Staraptor is fast, and he picks up the KO on Linguini. But dear viewer, I have a backup strat. I swap into Okaroon for his Intimidate, and while he does get a tiny bit of chip damage with Waterfall, he is no match for Terra boosted Facade. But this is all according to plan. Swapping into Pochita lowers Staraptor's attack even more, and thanks to the metronome I gave to Pochita, Pochita is able to finish the job with a few extreme speeds. I love this fight. Facade is terrifying if you don't plan for it, and it makes things interesting. A lot of the shinies in this challenge have shown up really fast. Some showed up in an hour, and others showed up in 2 minutes. So it was about time that I had a hunt take a long time. This next hunt took me 2 days. I was jumping from outbreak to outbreak, just praying something would show up, and out of all of the times I decided to hunt for this shiny, it decided to shine while I was in the passenger seat of my mom's car on the way to lunch with my brother who lives out of town. This means the best footage I have of this is my Switch instant replay, and I was pretty happy with this shiny. Rockruff is one of my favorite Alolan Pokemon, plus thanks to Lycanroc having 3 different forms, it makes for a very unique shiny. I decided to evolve it into the Dusk form, which is my favorite because normally it's orange, but the blue really pops on this shiny. This makes nicknaming it fairly easy. Welcome aboard, Bluey. After evolving Goldship and Freak Bob, it was time to take on the 6th gym leader, Rhyme. And I said this in the last video, but this fight's pretty easy, as it doesn't take any real planning outside of type matchups. They provide you with buffs throughout the fight, so it's not very hard. But shoutouts to her for using Mimikyu, I love that guy. With only 6 badges left, I have to hurry up and complete my Paldean team before I run out of opportunities to, so I decided to hunt something I've wanted for a while, Tinkatink. This Fairy Steel type has been on my to-do list of shiny hunts ever since these games came out, but I kept putting it off because I was scared of not seeing the shiny in time and failing it. And while I was still afraid of that happening, I decided it was high time to get over my fear, with this hunt thankfully taking a little under an hour. Oh, that's shiny. Oh. Oh, way easier to spot than I thought it would be. Oh, dude, that is really good looking in this engine. One of my friends suggested that I name this thing Janice, as it's a beautiful name for a baby girl. How can I say no to that? Now that I have a literal coughing baby on my team, it was time to take on a giant mammoth. This fight was relatively easy, as Okaroon is too much of a beast for the quaking earth titan to handle, but also this Wild Dawn fan just kind of walked up to the fight and stood there for the entire first phase. There's something really funny about it just staring down its ancestor. He is winning the I don't give a fuck war. Despite this fight being easy, I like Great Tusk's design a lot. With Phanpy being my favorite Pokemon and all, and me loving dinosaurs in general, seeing a prehistoric version of one of my faves is genuinely awesome. Oh my god, my squirrel has a doll. That's so cute. Now, considering all of my luck with the previous hunts in this challenge, it is a godsend that most of them were quick or only took an hour or two, but this hunt was not one of those. Initially, I saw a snow run outbreak and sat down to hunt it, and after 4 hours of non-stop picnic resets, I needed a fresh change of pace, so I went to a different snow run outbreak. I like snow runs a lot, can you blame me? But even then, after 3 hours, I still came up empty-handed, so later that night, I rolled my luck with new outbreaks and found this Magneton outbreak. But don't worry, we're gonna be back for Snow Run. You can count on that. Even after hunting this all day, it still took another hour and a half of picnic resetting before I found what I was looking for. That shiny? That is a shiny Magneton. Oh my god, I'm watching the Hulk. I was just looking at the second monitor and I didn't even realize that there's a shiny Magneton looking straight at me. That is kind of really hard to see, and I love the way it looks in 3D, but like when you're actually hunting for it, it makes you go insane. This time around, when I was asking for nicknames, I mentioned that I was watching Ang Lee's Hulk, which I'm surprised I hadn't seen before. Despite its long runtime, I thought it was a really good movie. The lead actor who plays the Hulk is Eric Bana, and my friend suggested that I name this Magneton Eric because of that. This led to the idea that each individual Magnemite was a different Eric, so henceforth, this is E3, because there's 3 Erics. Though I was really tempted to name him Unidentified Flying Eric, that one was definitely the runner-up. Silly nicknames aside, it's time to do some yoga with Freak Bob, beat up some old guy, and fight the 7th gym leader, Tulip. My plan was to lead with Freak Bob, as he's a dark type, but somehow, despite that being my entire plan, I forgot that he was weak to fairy type, and he ends up taking a dazzling gleam to the face. He's still able to take out the first 2 Mons, but Espathra finishes him off with a quick attack. I swap into Bluey, and a couple of rock slides take care of Espathra. Tulip sends out her ace, Florhay de Guzman, and her Terra boosted psychic utterly annihilates Bluey off the face of the earth. So I send in Yarn Ball. But despite having the type advantage, he's barely able to get in even a tiny bit of damage before being obliterated. I throw in Cycly XCX as a last resort, knowing that it's weak to fairies, and I expect it to pretty much die immediately. But surprisingly, he moves first and takes out Florges, securing me my 7th gym badge. He shot the mother bullet that killed John F. Cuntity. One of the shinies that I lost when I traded in my Nintendo Switch was Corviknight, and I really want to reclaim it. It's an insanely good shiny, and it would count towards my other goal for this video. Aside from getting a full team of Paldean shinies, I wanted to make a gym leader team for a specific type. At the time, I thought Steel would be a fun type to go for, but fate would soon decide which type I'd get. Is that shiny Litleo? Oh my god! How many full-ons Pokemon am I gonna get in this, dude? I love that he's just staring at me. Well, I mean, rest in peace, the Corvisquire dream. Dive Ball is really funny to get this in because it doesn't even match, even close. A third full-on shiny is the last thing I expected to get during this challenge. I liked all of these nicknames, but the absurdity of naming this lion Del Taco got the best of me. While this is only my 2nd fire type, the next 2 shinies in this challenge would also be fire types, as they're really cool shinies that I could not resist hunting. We'll get to those guys in a couple minutes, but for now I made sure to level everyone up to make sure they were ready for the final gym leader, Grusha. And it's the return of the king, baby, but Buddy Holly is back with a vengeance. He takes out Frostmoth. He destroys Beartic. And he almost takes out Sea Titan before going down to a liquidation. We were this close to hitting the sweep. Anyways, I send out Bluey and use Accelerox to pick up the KO, as Grusha sends out Altaria. But Altaria's no match for Bluey, who OHKOs them with the Rock Slide. This fight was easy, but when you think about it, I was over-prepared for it. However, easy as this fight was, I'll always like the Ice type because I adore snow. And Sea Titan has such a friggin' sweet design. He's an absolute behemoth of a Pokemon, and I love him. Before we get into the next shiny, I just want to mention the only reason I didn't go back to finish the Corviknight hunt is that when I tried to, I knocked out too many of them and failed the outbreak like an idiot. I totally would have finished the hunt otherwise, and I'm gonna have to reclaim Corviknight some other time. So with my dumbassery out of the way, I started resetting the outbreaks again. And it was at this moment that I found an outbreak for the final Paldean Pokemon I would hunt in this challenge. Scovillain has a crazy good typing and an even greater shiny. Plus, with it being a fire type for my gym leader team, it felt like the perfect Pokemon to hunt. That's shiny? Oh, that's definitely shiny. Dang, I'm right at the end of the Hulk right now. I want to finish this movie real quick. I feel like the Quick Ball matches this one. It's blue and yellow. Oh! Try Timer Ball. It doesn't match, but it's my favorite Pokeball. Let's go! One of my Discord members suggested Carolina for the nickname, referencing the Carolina Reaper. And considering my home state is North Carolina, I felt like I had to. Now, you'd think since I have a ton of answers for the fairy type, I'd do really well against the next Team Star Boss. This should be a piece of cake, right? Nope, I didn't look up his team or plan anything. So for like the 4th time in a row, I got my ass kicked again. Like, I won on the first try, but oh my god, it should not have been this close. I just wasn't planning for these fights. But that would soon change with the next shiny. One of the games that really made the DS era of Pokemon for me was Pokemon Black 2, and it remains one of my favorite games of all time. So when I saw this Larvesta outbreak, I felt really nostalgic, and thankfully, this hunt was another short one, only taking 50 minutes to find my precious Firebug. Is that shiny? That is. That was a good one. That's only an hour. Put this in a heal ball. Damn it, dude. That was my last heal ball. Let's go. For this Pokemon, I only got a couple of nicknames from my brothers and my friend Baseball, but I like the name Mothra because he's a moth and I love him. Anyways, let's see who the next type. Oh, great Caesar's Ghost! That is one big fish! But fear not, Parsley is mean, green, and on the scene. Even after beating up the big bozo, he spits up his lunch at me, and even his lunch wants to throw hands. Luckily for me, Janice likes sushi, and she makes mincemeat out of the false dragon Titan, securing me my final Titan badge. Now, there are a lot of things I could do for the final shiny hunt of this challenge. A lot of cool shinies that I failed to find earlier, or shinies that I've never caught before that are cool and deserve to have the spotlight. But to me, there was one Pokemon that stood out from all of them. Snorunt. Back when I was making my Alpha Sapphire Dream Team Quest video, I made a poll for who I'd hunt as my last Pokemon, and unfortunately, Snorunt was the losing option. On top of that, Glalie, Snorunt's evolution, is one of my favorite Pokemon. This Glalie card has been staring me down on my desk ever since I made this channel, just begging to be hunted. Also, I spent 7 hours already in this challenge hunting for Snorunt, so with all of those reasons in mind, it's about time I get my dream shiny. Is that a shiny Snorunt? Please don't be a Bergmite. Oh my god. Oh my god, I was about to do the picnic. Oh my goodness. What? Why am I over here? That is my son. He gets a luxury ball because he's the best. Oh my goodness. It was meant to be. it was meant to be. I think all of these names were really creative, but I liked the vibes of S'mores Galore. While Glalie isn't the greatest shiny, it's a shiny that I like. The red eyes are a simple change, but in my opinion, it works. Also, for the final badge, I have a bit of a confession. Dear viewer, I totally forgot to do this badge and just went straight to the Elite Four. But after mopping the floor with them, I came back. This means I'm a little over-leveled for it, and Mothra has evolved into a big, beautiful moth. Mothra was one of my big sweepers for the Elite Four, and while we're going to talk about that in a second, basically they're just awesome and totally annihilated the final Team Star boss, finishing my quest for the 18 badges of the Paldea region. Now that I've obtained all 18 badges, it was time to take on the Elite Four. But before we get into that, it's time to talk about teams. I've successfully met all of my goals for this video, having built a team of only Paldean Pokemon, assembling 4 Pokemon as my mono fire type team, and this is the team I'm bringing to the Elite Four. The only type overlap being between Mothra and Pochita, as they're both fire types, but I love them too much to box one of them. This team was also really good for this version of the Elite Four. Okaroon was able to sweep Rika's team, Mothra swept Poppy's team with Fiery Dance because he's the GOAT, and I took down Larry and Hassle's teams relatively easily. The champion fight was interesting. There was this moment where I forgot about Espathra's ability Opportunist, which copies any stat changes, so as I tried to set up with Quiver Dance, I gave them the buffs as well, but for some reason they went for Reflect the turn after, leaving me to destroy their team with Bug Buzz. And finally, it was time for the final fight of the challenge, Professor Sada. She had led with her version of Volcarona, but mine is way cooler and O-code it. Sadly, they sent out Fluttermane and put an end to Mothra, but I just want to say that I had a blast using them during this playthrough. Linguini is able to pick up the KO with a Meteor Mash, and after Sada sends out Brute Bonnet, I go for close combat. Somehow this thing lived at exactly 1 HP and destroyed Linguini with an Earth Power. Very unfortunate. Pochita comes out and finishes them off with an extreme speed, but Sandy Shock swaps in and O-codes me with another Earth Power. I bring out S'mores Galore and he tanks a Power Gem before KOing Sandy Shocks with an Ice Fang. Screamtail comes out, and honestly I have no idea what this thing's type is, so I launch another Ice Fang and S'mores Galore promptly dies. I'm able to eventually beat Screamtail with Okaroon, but Sada's final Pokemon KOs them as well. It all comes down to Freak Bob, who one-shots Roaring Moon because he's the best to ever do it, defeating Professor Sada and beating the game. If you've made it this far in the video, I really appreciate you sticking around. I've never made a video this long, and it took a long time to fully write the script and edit, and I'm not particularly a great writer, so comment below what you thought of it. I'm really interested to see what you guys have to say. Scarlet and Violet are incredibly fun games, and I'm excited for Legends ZA coming out next month. I'll try to have at least one more video out by then, and I did want to mention I am working on the Heart Gold Dream Team Quest video, but realistically that video is going to take a very long time. I'm currently still doing my starter hunt and I'm over 10,000 encounters for it, but if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe. We just hit 1,600 subs and I'm grateful for the massive support you guys have shown me lately. When I made my first video, I really wasn't expecting anything from it, so thank you guys so much. Also, the best way to know when my videos are coming out is by joining the Discord, where members also get to name my shinies when I get them, so make sure to join if that's something you're interested in. Lastly, I'm going to start streaming all of my shiny hunting challenges over on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Gokazemi. I'll have a link to that in the comments and description. Thank you once again for watching. Until next time.